found this, I'd die, man.
We have had a catastrophe.
There's the two piers where he's going. Underneath of it. But I don't hear any ghosts or see any.
There is an arrow in a trail that says to go that way.
Camping encounters often reveal that the line between curiosity and danger is thinner than we think. From a masked figure caught in a split-second camera flash to a tent pole snapping in a sub-zero blizzard. Are these just chilling coincidences or warnings we were never meant to ignore? The footage comes from a YouTube channel called Vertical Hell Scan. There is almost no context attached to it, no background, no explanation, only a short caption that reads, "I found your footage." What that means is never clarified. Whether the uploader recorded it themselves or recovered it from someone else is left unanswered. That lack of information makes the clip difficult to place, and even harder to forget. The video opens inside a small, dark cabin where almost nothing can be seen. Faint knocking is heard, and the person filming reaches for a light switch, but the power is out. A handheld flashlight briefly lights the room before dying, plunging everything into darkness. With no other option, the filmer uses the camera's photo flash. Each burst freezes the space for a split second, revealing furniture, doorways, empty corners, before the darkness returns. Then, during one flash, something is different. A masked figure is standing inside the room. There is no sound, no movement, no warning. Panic takes over. The camera shakes as the filmer runs outside, where the flashlight inexplicably works again. There is no confrontation, only escape. Looking for cover, the filmer drops into what appears to be a small underground space near the cabin. Breathing becomes strained as the camera struggles to focus. For a moment, it feels like they're hidden, but the figure is still there. Then the video ends. is no follow-up, no explanation, and no confirmation of who filmed or uploaded it. Only the suggestion that the footage was found. What makes this clip unsettling isn't the mask or the darkness, but the absence of answers. No motive, no resolution, no context. So the question remains, is this just a short horror concept, or genuine found footage with a story that never got an ending? Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. Meet Liam, the creator behind Good Bloke Outdoors, a YouTube channel focused on raw, unfiltered wild camping in extreme British conditions. On November 25th, 2025, he sets out alone for a winter camp in the Lake District, facing sub-zero temperatures and wind chill dropping to -16. Heavy rain sweeps the lower ground, and parking restrictions in Coniston limit his time. But with daylight fading, Liam pushes on, unaware the night ahead will become one of his toughest tests yet.
Yes, people, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Liam from Good Bloke Outdoors. Now, just behind me, if you can just see past the rain, we're going to have to deal with a bit of rain for now. We're off up for a wild camp, and hopefully we're going to get some nice wintry weather. It's going to be a cold one. We're into the minus temperatures tonight. I'm reading as low as -16. Can you even see me there? It is already 1 o'clock and it's going to get dark by 4 o'clock. The rain has been relentless since I set off from the car. By the way, I'm in the Lake District, for those that are not familiar. I feel like we go through this every single week. I've had a little issue with the parking. It says maximum stay is 2 days. Surely, that's all I need. But when I went to pay then, it runs out tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So God knows what I'm supposed to do about that. I just didn't have enough time to be arsing about looking for somewhere else to park.
Higher up, the trail turns into icy runoff, forcing slow, careful footing.
A mile's worth of hiking today and park at this car park further up. So what that means is, although we've got to go a little bit further today, we will be closer to that car park at the end as opposed to this one. The only thing I did wish, if there's one request, let me park for as long as I want, please. Look at the mountain range that's showing now, guys. All those layers. That looks to me like a nice dusting of snow. So I guess it can only really be snow, ice, frost. Whatever it is, it's got to be better than what it's like down here, because it is pretty damn miserable, because we are going to get some decent weather on this trip.
With less than a quarter mile left, snow and cloud roll in, cutting visibility.
Either Chris or Karen must have dropped. And it says footpath to the old man that way. Now, there's two options here. It looks like there's a path there and there's a gravel track here. So that arrow, either way, it looks like I've got a choice between the slippy grass or this gravel. We're going the gravel. Now I think my watch, but I bet they'll meet in a second once we get further up. So far it's been nice and easy going from where I parked. Just a nice gradual path, working my way up, but I'm not, because we're going to join back up with it in a second. Now, all this clag and stuff will clear off eventually, or if we're luckier, it might clear this evening. We'll just have to wait and see. We're not forecast any rain after this evening, so I hope they're bloody right with that one. Yeah, I think I messed up, guys. I don't think I should be following the map on my phone, and it looks like it goes completely to the right hand side. So I'm not going to risk it. I don't have to go all the way back down, don't worry about that. I can just cut across here, hopefully. Just at that little point there, should be able to get across. Oh dear. So we did go up that track there, and then I just got to that corner there, and I thought, so I've just cut across here, and then this is the original path. As you can see there, I just went mooching off to the right hand side. These are the best conditions we've had since I left the car. It's temporarily stopped raining. You can just see the stunning views over Coniston Water there. I remember walking along that on the Cumbria Way. Great little hike that. Just in between all those fells. That looks stunning, that. And I've also just noticed we've started getting, so we are reaching the snow line quite soon.
Liam pushes on, focused on shelter.
As far as I'm aware, this isn't even supposed to be a stream, but this is what's happening to the paths out here in these conditions. How we're going up there, and then it's only when you take a look back, a path going across there. So I'm just going to traverse across this. Really close now, just less than a quarter of a mile, which I think is just up there in those clouds. And that cloud, whew, certainly rolling in. Yeah, let's keep going. I cannot wait to get in that tent now and get a nice warm drink on go.
At the summit of the Old Man of Coniston, thick fog hides the views, and rocky ground makes pitching difficult. But he secures the tent just before nightfall.
You can just see it sort of sticking out in the cloud. This has been one of the longest quarter of a miles of my life. Sliding about all over the place. And here's that wind. Finally. And there's the trigger. We are at the summit of the Old Man of Coniston. It's fine with me. There's a little summit sort of cairn up there. Wow, as if I've only ever been up here once before. Here we are, all pitched up on the summit of the Old Man of Coniston. I can see the trig point right there. And what an epic pitch this is, because we have got one hell of a drop right there, and that will be so slippy on that snow. What a spot that is. The tent is fitting really nice. I do need to go around, do a little bit of admin. It doesn't seem like there's much grass here, so it's just been a case of hammering the pegs in that tent. It's so straightforward and easy to put up in these conditions.
Inside the tent, Liam warms up, layers into winter gear, eats a simple meal, and enjoys a hot drink.
Well, I am very grateful to be in this tent right now. Not sure if it's snowing or raining or what, but it doesn't sound very pleasant. So I pumped my air mat up. I've got my foil mat down first. I'm in my sleeping bag. I've gone full on winter gear forecast. So I've got my heaviest sleeping bag. Even donning the full hat, the full wraparound piece. Ooh. First time I've ever had this, and it sounds right up my street, Keka. That, if I could pick a wrap, that is right up there for me. And I'm going to try it. I might take this cardboard out of it. Yep, definitely cardboard. It's hard to tell these days, isn't it, with some chicken. First impressions, it's cold. Boy, is it cold. I don't like it when you get like a wrap or a sandwich or something. To be fair, it probably helps that it's the nacho cheesy chicken, but we've also got the nacho cheese adding a little bit of dampness to proceedings. Proper pushing the boat out this week. Gone for a Starbucks caramel latte. Best drink of the day, this. The first brew after you've just set up camp, made even better the fact that it's been freezing. And this is just gonna...
Outside, snow blankets the tent, and the sky clears into sharp starlight, but the calm is misleading. The forecast warns of violent winds, and soon gusts begin to build. After tightening his guy leans and repairing a broken headlamp wire, Liam settles in to wait.
Let's have a look then, see what this tent's saying. So it must have been snowing earlier, look at this side. But yeah, that's cool, loving that. Make sure these are all right. Should I take that off now? And you won't be able to see it, but I'm not going anywhere closer than this. Like to the point that the stars are out, man. Guessing, is that Coniston down there? It must be. It's just up here. Should we really be having a wonder? Because it is very, very icy. Wow, that is bright. But yeah, really pleased with this camp now. So the wind is supposed to kick off. mile-an-hour gusts at 1 in the morning. So this literally is the calm before the storm. This is sort of shit I've been on with right now. So my light, ignore how blue, so the light that I use, where is it? I was walking about on the summit up near the trig point and I've bloody snapped the wire. I was fuming, tiny little wires as well. So I thought, do you know what, I'll have a look in my wires. And I've sacrificed an old USB, do you know what I mean? I've only got one head torch, I think, that uses that these days. So I've sacrificed that, I've stripped the wire, I've just joined the positive and negative, or positive and ground, whatever you want to call it, earth, all that shit. I'll plug this light in and see if we go kaboom. beast. I'm buzzing with that. And I've got some electrical tape there. Tape up that wire and hopefully it'll do me till end of this trip. I got the Tesco's home version. Chocolate pillows. Right, looks like I'm bloody feeding dog. It looked like I was feeding it. Does that not look like dog biscuits or what? No chance of this milk going off, is there? How many of you lot are watching I'm a Celebrity at the moment? It's probably one of those love it or hate it things, innit? And I watch it every year without fail. I've got 1 bar of 5G up in this bitch right now. I'm gonna have to get some better signal at some point tomorrow. Right, I'm gonna go out and check these guy lines because this wind started kicking off, and just give them a little tighten up, see how the pegs are looking. Now, to make sure that I don't get my dry socks wet, I've put my feet in some bags before putting them in my boots. Whoa, got a bit of a wizard's blizzard going on out here. They're going to be solid, so that's going to be frozen in. Then we can just adjust the guy lines a bit. But yeah, tent is frozen now. See all this frost on the poles. Yeah, I don't want to stay out here for too long because that warm suit, God, put it that way, especially on my face. Jeez, wind chill.
Around 4 a.m., a powerful gust slams the camp, snapping a tent pole.
This is not good. It is, what time are we on? It's 10 to 4. We have had a catastrophe. Oh shit! Now you do actually get a spare piece of pole, but I just don't think I'm in any position right now to be trying to fix that and thread the elastic through and all that stuff. I'm just praying that when it's snapped, it's not ripped any of the fabric. We have been very lucky. I'm not sure if it's a guy line that's come out or what. What else can we do, man? We're gonna have to pack up and head down. This is, I'm putting it down to user error, but I don't know. If anything, I think a guy line's come out that is snapped. Now obviously double hauling is an option in future, but what the hell do I do now? I'm gonna have to start packing away, aren't I?
The shelter is compromised. Rather than descending in darkness across icy terrain, Liam prepares for an immediate escape, but chooses to wait for daylight. Through the remaining hours, the damaged tent holds.
Fair play to this thing, man. I don't know how it's still standing right now, but we're hanging on in there. I've been thinking I'm going to fully pack away so that I'm ready to go. And then as we start getting the first signs of any light out there, obviously if it gets damaged any further and it becomes apparent that it's not going to make it until we get the first light. 1, 2, one on charge, 3 head torches ready to go. So I've got enough light to get down there in the dark if I really have to, but because of how slippy it's going to be, I have got my micro spikes as well. I'm really glad I brought them. So we're alright. We're hanging on in there. Let's not make any rash decisions. I might even have a go at fixing that pole while I'm here because I've got a bit of time to kill. So much fun, and it probably shouldn't be fun, really. Well, I've managed to hang on in there until 7 o'clock because these gusts have been insane. The full tent has been pressing till it started getting light. It was obviously inside this tent. I was going to go down in the dark, but...
At dawn, he emerges to stunning snow-covered peaks glowing in sunrise. Using microspikes, he descends safely, reflecting on a night that tested patience, judgment, and preparedness.
Stunning scenes over there, man. The whole place is just a bloody ice rink. These ice cubes, man. Oh, I got it. So I've got my spikes on. should help with the ice. This is actually impossible to walk. Just getting behind this little divot here made such a difference. Look at the colours. This is the first time I've seen the views from up here. That is amazing. I hope you could actually hear any of that, but what I'm saying is I've never seen it Lake District because of all this snow.
He later notes the forecast dramatically underestimated the wind.
So you remember a few weeks ago I asked you what the difference was with this Senchi hoodie. It's the black trim. It's now got a black trim. So a few of you said it used to be yellow. I always had a red one. So this is actually a replacement of the original red one. I left it in Iceland. I was absolutely wounded when I realised. When I were in Iceland a few months ago doing those trails, I had to get a bus or a coach. Halfway on the journey, and he says, right, we're actually waiting here for 4 hours. And he said, but I'm taking the coach somewhere else. The coach to pick some other people up, and then we'll meet you back here. For the next 4 hours, take it with you. So I thought, right, I best grab a jumper. And then I was sat in a cafe, having something to eat. I didn't even put the hoodie on because I wasn't actually cold. And then I can only presume that I've just set off from the cafe, absolutely wounded. When I realised I was fuming, because you can't buy these Senchis, they just do random drops. There's not been any red ones for well over a year available. So I jumped on old eBay. Someone were actually selling it. They'd bought it and it didn't fit them. And I actually preferred it with the black trim, although it is a medium. I am more than happy with the camp. Well, I was thinking in my head, right, obviously I'm going to have to go now. What the hell else am I supposed to do? Then I just thought, right, well, I'm sure it was like 3 o'clock when it happened. But I thought, we can bide us time, so let's at least get prepared to bail, but hopefully we didn't have to bail, and we didn't. Because I had all my stuff ready to go, if the pole did snap, like the second pole, so I'd say it were worth it, just waiting it out. That was definitely the safer option. I did have 3 head torches, so I'm prepared. It is what it is, isn't it? The only thing I'm gutted about is my route that I've planned. I had a nice 2-day route. I was going to do another wild camp tonight, some epic hiking, but what can I do? It's a shame I ain't got a spare tent in the car. Some of them wind speeds, man. It said on the Met Office that we went through all that. That was fine. It was hanging on in there. It stepped it up another level. It was supposed to be like 30-mile-an-hour gusts. Mate, when I got out of that tent, I couldn't stand up. It was blowing me all over the place. I was sliding about. In me ages because wind was just pushing me with weight when I was top heavy and that. So the forecast 100% got that wrong. The 30 that was supposed to be 30 was probably kicking on 60. Either way, that was next level, that you know. No chance you're getting up there, son. Have we got a stolen motor, I wonder? What a brand new battery, that. Strange. When we're at festival.
This experience shows how small decisions, pitch location, weather interpretation, equipment limits, can compound quickly in winter conditions.
Now it must be new, this thing, because it wasn't here last time. Looks like I'm the only person bloody using it as well. I know I often say it's good to be back at the whip and all that. I'll just plonk it on there a minute. But yeah, this time I really mean it. It is so good to be back at the whip.
When a shelter fails in the dark on an exposed mountain, how do you decide whether staying put or moving immediately is the greater risk? The footage comes from Hawkman Appalachia Explorations, a YouTube channel known for immersive visits to historical locations tied to violence, conflict, and rumored hauntings. Uploaded on April 10th, 2021, the video follows Hawkman after work as he heads into rural Tennessee. His plan is to reach 2 sites, Drummond's Bridge and Fort Anderson, with barely an hour of daylight left. As he drives toward these locations, anticipation builds, mixed with an unease shaped by their troubled pasts.
Drummond's Trestle. There's actually 2 locations on the internet. There's a place called Coal Creek. This place was a mining operations. There was an actual Coal Creek War. This was mainly between the miners and the Tennessee. The Tennessee had taken convicts and allowed them to do mining jobs. It was just a little bit, but then it started growing, and the miners didn't like that, so they sent the convicts back. We don't want them up here because they're taking our jobs. Tennessee government didn't like that, so he sent in the National Guard. Eventually tried to put down the uprising, and they established a fort up here, actually, Fort Anderson. In the midst of all this, Richard Drummond was a coal miner. He also was a veteran of the Navy, and he got in a skirmish with a National Guardsman and killed that National Guardsman. That National Guard unit, they hung him on this trestle bridge. No jury, no court, no nothing. This is the real bridge here. The Drummond's Bridge. Haunted. It is kind of late. This is it. Had a lot of rain up here, a lot of flooding, and obviously we can see that. I think I hear a ghost. That's it right there. Don't see any ghosts walking across it. Supposedly, right between those 2 piers right there is where he was hung. It's kind of hard to see with the trees. There we are. Should I walk across it? Get stuck? Here comes a 4-wheeler now. Walking across it. Somebody's shooting a gun. I better get out of here. A lot of dogs and hear a lot of gunfire, but I don't hear any ghosts or see any. There it is right there. There's the 2 piers where he was hung. It's fairly kind of new in a way, but alright, get out of here again before I get shot.
Hawkman's main destination was Richard Drummond's Bridge near Riceville, a site tied to violent history. As dusk settled, the area felt isolated and heavy. While filming near the bridge, he paused after hearing a strange echoing sound that cut through the silence. Moments later, distant gunshots rang out, followed by barking dogs from the surrounding woods, sounds unsettling enough to signal it was time to leave. Before night fully set in, Hawkman moved on to Fort Anderson. Though little of the structure remained, the atmosphere felt tense.
Here I am, Fort Anderson. Not much of a fort here, but we'll check her out. Why the miners fought. Coal Creek War. Convict lease system. Militia Hill. This was Anderson Fort. Strategically a pretty good place probably, but there are higher hills around here, so it's rumored they got shot at all the time. These are foxholes, what I call a foxhole. They had trenches down here to actually be protected by gunfire. It's got a bunch of signs up here everywhere. And of course they had a lot of cannons up here. That was. There's the view right there. I just hear somebody stopping at my vehicle. That's all there is to it. There she is. We're out of here.
As he walked the perimeter, unease grew when he believed someone was near his vehicle. With darkness closing in and no clear explanation for the sounds, he chose to leave, carrying the lingering sense that neither location was as empty as it appeared. The tension here doesn't come from clear evidence, but from uncertainty, conflicting locations, unexplained sounds, and environments shaped by real historical violence. When history leaves no clear answers, how do we tell the difference between imagination, coincidence, and a warning we shouldn't ignore? The following footage was uploaded by an anonymous account, offering almost no background about who recorded it or where it was filmed. All that's known is that it captures a group of friends exploring a forest at night, armed only with flashlights and curiosity. What begins as a harmless nighttime adventure quickly takes an unsettling turn. As the video continues, strange sounds start echoing through the trees, noises that don't match the environment. Then a voice calls out for help, sounding distant and panicked. Before the group can react, more screams follow, growing louder and increasingly erratic, eventually shifting into an incoherent, unnatural wail that leaves them frozen in fear. Moments later, the video cuts off abruptly. With no follow-up or explanation, viewers are left to interpret what they heard. Was this an elaborate prank, or did the camera capture something the group never expected to encounter? Uploaded on March 17, 2021, the video follows CJ Faison, creator of a YouTube channel known for dangerous nighttime explorations using the Randonautica app. Alongside his cameraman, Dylan, CJ revisits a remote rural location already associated with unease. The area is known for unusually high crime despite its isolation, a place where illegal activity can go unnoticed. That reputation alone sets a tense foundation before they even arrive. They return after viewers noticed unsettling details from a previous visit. A possible figure near a tree and a laptop-style bag left unopened. On the drive back, CJ insists the bag didn't appear by accident. It had to be placed there. With years of experience in rural areas, he's confident the footsteps they heard before weren't animals, only heightening his anxiety.
Can we talk for a second on a real note? What happens if we run into somebody? We need like a keyword or something, so this way when we do run into somebody, we don't make it that obvious what we're about to do.
Yeah, I say this, we're gonna say pineapple juice.
Pineapple
Yep,
juice?
it's the only thing I'm gonna remember when I'm scared. If I say pineapple juice, it means we need to get the hell out of there. All right. Put my flashers on, lock the door. We gotta be forward thinking enough to understand that if someone does ride down the road and they see this car, we want them thinking that we're in a different trail system. That's why we're doing this, parking far away, gonna do a walk. I just think it's a little bit safer. We just, what the f was that, Dylan?
I thought that was you.
Negative, that was not me.
I swear I thought that was you.
Absolutely not me. So out of the corner of my eye, I got my flashers on. Oh, there's some car coming now. There was what looked, in my opinion, like someone ran behind the car and they just kind of, I don't even know, like a psycho laugh. I have no idea. Holy shit.
To prepare, CJ and Dylan agree on a code phrase signaling immediate danger. They park far from the trailhead to avoid being followed and move into the woods cautiously. Almost right away, strange noises break the silence. Their car's hazard lights suddenly flicker, and CJ believes he sees someone run behind it, followed by an unsettling laugh. A passing SUV reinforces the feeling they're being watched.
See that? That's both sides, bro. Bro, that is gone. I swear to you, that's gone. There's no bag around that thing. When I set it back down on the ground, where did I put it? Was it? That's what I thought. Look at that. What the hell, bro? Look, it's shot. There's literally, like, it might only be BB gun shots. Where the f would that thing have gone? It's like, that's not gonna just grow legs and walk the f away. there is a mother arrow. Look at that. Bro, what the was that? I think we were meant to see this the other night, but we never went this far. There is a arrow in a trail that says to go that way. I have no idea. Bro, somebody's got a dog in the distance somewhere. Jeez. Okay, why the hell are there so many dogs all of a sudden? I have no idea. This doesn't make any sense. Holy shit. Look at this. Whoa. There's tree limbs and shit down everywhere, but it's the woods. Oh, it's a bunch of tires. Dude, there's bottles everywhere. Look at that. Look at those green ones, dude. Yeah. Oh, bro, there is a shoe. Look at this. That is someone's shoe, bro. It's something moving. Huh? Tell me that don't sound like somebody. What the was that? Light off, light off, light off, light off, light off. Sound like a whip. Yeah. Hello? Bro. Why? Well, if it's an animal, hopefully it'll start running, right? What would you do if somebody said hello back? Bro, there's no way there's anybody in these woods this time. See, it's like an animal. And then there's a car. Oh. Just wait for that car to pass by and I'm gonna turn back on this light. I think we're off the trail enough. They're stopping near the car. They're stopping near the car. Turn your light off, turn your light off. Turn your light off. What is that? What the bro? I told you there's someone up there. See that light? Do you see that light? I don't think the camera's picking it up. Shit. There's a car, there's a car. Stay right here. Don't stop, don't move. There's a car. That was close. That was way too close. Okay. Alright. Go ahead and turn around slowly. And watch. Oh, sir? We're literally leaving right now, okay? We're not trying to trespass. If we're trespassing, I do apologize. We're going to turn around right now and start walking away.
At the location, the bag is gone. Instead, they find trash, an old shoe, and an arrow pointing deeper into the woods. Dogs bark nearby. Movement sounds grow closer. When another vehicle slows near their car, the threat feels real. An unseen presence finally forces them to retreat, apologizing aloud as they flee. Even after leaving, the feeling of being watched doesn't fade. Nothing here confirms the paranormal. The danger appears human: unseen people, vehicles, and signs of activity where no one should be. When exploration crosses into active territory, how do you know when curiosity has already gone too far? The footage comes from the YouTube channel Geechee Uncharted, uploaded on November 12, 2024, where the creator documents raw, unfiltered explorations of forgotten and often dangerous locations. The channel focuses on places where history and mystery intersect, frequently venturing into areas most people avoid, until this trip proves just how quickly uncertainty can turn into real danger.
I'm going to trespass on private property. My purpose here is that I'm going to find a lost World War II bunker. This road is definitely being used. Up there is where the bunker is. It's looking like the trenches of the Great War. Wasteland. Yeah, that's close. Fuck, someone's coming. Holy shit. It's him. That was fucking close. Okay, that's him. He's coming back. That's not his truck. Oh, but that's a truck.
The objective was simple, but dangerous. Find a lost World War II bunker hidden deep in the wilderness, despite the land being privately owned. With only a camera and minimal gear, the creator pressed on, knowing the risks. A heavily used logging road hinted that others were nearby, heightening tension. That tension peaked when a vehicle suddenly approached along the logging road, passed by, and then appeared to turn back.
Okay, I have to climb up this shit. I have to get up this hill. I have to crawl. This ground looks really unstable. This was the worst way to do this. Where's my sheath? This sheath for my spear? If I fell on this, I'd die, man. Oh! Yeah. I don't know where my sheath is. Okay. Dude, these brambles are overgrowing these rocks. I don't know if I can get up this. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh no. This might get precarious. I don't have a choice. I have to keep going. Dude. No. No. Hold on. My shoulder cramped hard. That almost killed me, dude. I don't remember which way, but I'm bleeding. I think I came through there, but it's a cliff. So there's gotta be a way around this cliff. I can get out. I know. The road's right up there. Okay, never mind. You probably just bore witness to my worst idea ever. I would have gotten there faster by taking the road, and I wouldn't have nearly died. I'm not gonna be able to find this bunker with just my phone as a flashlight, man. I gotta turn back.
Realizing he may have been discovered, the creator quickly hid, unsure if whoever was nearby would return. The terrain soon became unstable, requiring a crawl up a steep hillside. A near-fatal slip left him injured and shaken. With daylight fading and no safe route forward, he abandoned the search. The bunker was never found, but the warning was unmistakable. The danger here wasn't mysterious. It was situational, trespassing, unstable terrain, and human presence combined into a near-fatal outcome. So the question remains, how often do explorers mistake curiosity for control until the environment proves otherwise? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.